A Springdale man accused of stealing more than $100,000 for contract work from last year's Memorial Day tornado outbreak in northwest Arkansas. And now victims are coming forward saying he stole money for jobs that were never completed. 5 News reporter Rachel Williams tells us more about the case and what to look out for. Rachel?
Darren, Austin Lamb is the alleged contractor who was arrested but has since been released from the Benton County jail. He's facing charges of 3 counts of theft of property by deception. Now, today I spoke with a couple in Rogers who tells me they gave Lamb $32,000 to make repairs, but they say he only removed a tree that had fallen on their roof. Now, to avoid being scammed, the Better Business Bureau says make sure you do your research. Check for customer reviews and ratings. Also check if they have a valid contractor's license.
I think coming to you unsolicited should always kind of put up a red flag that you should do your research. But asking to sign something before you've had your time to research, a reputable company will let you take your time and do all of the research you need to do. You don't want to sign anything up front. You don't want to make any payments up front. You really just want to take time when it comes to these high dollar jobs.
Lamb is expected back in court next month. Benton County Chief Deputy Prosecutor Joshua Robinson says they are looking at a few ways to help reimburse the alleged victims, whether that's through court orders the defendant has to pay back or monthly payments over a period of time. Rachel Williams, 5 News.
All right, Rachel, thanks. By the way, Robinson announcing plans today to run for circuit judge. He's entering the race for the Division 6 judicial seat there in Benton County. Voters will cast ballots on the race in March of next year. Robinson previously served as Benton County prosecutor for more than a year after he was appointed to fill a vacancy by Governor Sanders. Groups hoping to raise awareness on immigration and labor rights in Arkansas rallied today in Springdale. 5 News reporter Jacob Luthi joining us now from Springdale with the latest on what exactly these groups are demanding. Jacob?
Need to be giving hope to a community that is terrified right now.
Immigration and labor advocates marched Monday in Springdale, hoping to send a message of displeasure to local, state, and federal leaders regarding recent changes to immigration policy.
When the governor and all these politicians speak about the immigrants and deporting the illegals or the criminals, they are really not taking into consideration the workers who work so hard to uplift the economy in the state.
Magali Licoli is the executive director of Springdale-based immigrant labor advocacy group Venceremos. She says policies regarding calls to end birthright citizenship, ramped up efforts by federal agencies to capture undocumented immigrants, and others are worrying the local community. Licoli says it's time poultry workers in the state, many of whom on work visas, are recognized as citizens.
That's ultimately what they want, to work legally in the U.S. So we don't need more extensions of visas, as Trump did in his first term, that was extending more H-2A and H-2B visas to bring people for contracts for 6 months. We don't need that. We have the workers here, and those workers need to be recognized.
Licoli adds that poultry companies in the state are not doing enough to speak up for their workforce.
They benefit from the labor of the immigrants, and they are staying silent.
Licoli says Monday's march was about hope for the future of her community.
We need to bring hope to the future, and the hope, we need to build it right now, and this is precisely what we're doing.
Was Jacob Luthi reporting. Now, rally organizers say some of those at the protest today actually worked at Tyson Foods and were asked not to go to work today as a form of strike. 5 News reached out to Tyson for comment, but we have not heard back from the company. Well, this week at the Arkansas State Capitol, members of the Republican Party pushing new legislation that they say aligns with President Trump's executive order calling for secure elections. Benton County Representative Mindy McClendon is one of the sponsors for the House bill. It would create stricter restrictions for the ballot initiative process. McClendon says the goal is to create new disclosure requirements for efforts being funded by foreign contributions and keep outside money from influencing Arkansas's elections.
Under federal law, foreign nationals cannot give to candidates to influence elections, but there is a loophole that doesn't apply to ballot measures. And as a result, foreign funds are influencing ballot measures in Arkansas and across the country. And that's why I filed HB 1837.
Arkansas Secretary of State Cole Jester was among those at today's news conference, says he fully backs this legislation, goes before a committee later this week. Meanwhile, the new bill making its way through the legislature could make online casino gambling legal across Arkansas. The bill would allow people to place online wagers on games like blackjack, roulette, and slots. Much like sports gambling, the bets could only be placed through the 3 licensed casinos. It also includes a provision to allow casinos to hold digital drawings to benefit NIL collectives for college athletes. From space to school, Springdale students from Sonora Middle School and Lakeside Junior High in Springdale got a unique opportunity today to talk with an astronaut at the International Space Station. Laura Castleman has the story.
Using ham radio, students in Springdale are asking astronaut Nicole Ayers questions one-on-one while she's aboard the International Space Station.
We learned about what she wanted to do when she got back, and we also learned about what she's lost on the ISS. Today's experience has greatly increased my desire to work in space. Seeing this type of experience and what she has to say for her own life and how she got here, it really makes me want to work in this.
What will you do when you return to Earth? Over. I think I might go get a burger on the beach. Over.
With months of setup and tests and over 700 feet of cable, teacher Josh Worthy says this was no small task. In fact, students took on many roles throughout the project.
12 months of planning, preparation, testing. To see today happen, we had kids that were in charge of the live streaming, kids that were in charge of the camera gear. We had 15 working the questions. We had one student working the ham radio. So it's like that whole network of students coming together is really powerful.
Really hoping that out of this, they're really inspired for the future. And so not only getting to talk to an astronaut, I don't know, maybe we'll have some future astronauts in the gym today.
Worthy says the experience empowers students in a way they might not get until high school or college.
For our students and for our kids that are in the East program, getting these once-in-a-lifetime opportunities are huge because they immediately get buy-in. It doesn't matter what side of town they're from, what cultural background they come from. You become a part of community instantly.
In Springdale, covering the news where you live, Laura Castleman, 5 News.